Hello to all the lovely nurses that are currently watching this video, and welcome to Cross Country Healthcare's YouTube channel. I'm your host, Cam, and today I'm going to be speaking about something that is very near and dear to my heart, self-care and mental health. But more so, is self-care realistic for nurses? Self-care can be simple, but there is a lot that goes into it sometimes. It's about intentionally taking care of your overall well-being, and that can be challenging for nurses. And it can also be a challenging conversation when you're working in a demanding profession. Because there have been nurses that have spoke out about the anxiety, depression, and burnout that they experience. There are currently nurses actively working to have better workplace conditions that better support and honor the nursing community. The small things about self-care can be overlooked when you're experiencing burnout, patient overload, short staffing, and not to mention that you're not only just nurses, your community members, family members, some of you are even parents, homeowners, and just adults overall. So, how can nurses add self-care to their day realistically? There are 3 self-care tips I would like to share to the nurses watching this video. The first tip is the one that took me the longest to master. Self-care does not mean that you have to be alone. Yes, having time alone is good. Spending time and connecting with yourself is good. It's great even. But self-care is about acknowledging what you need. And that is why nurses are currently working to have better workplace conditions. Nurses are a part of a compassionate community, and no one can fathom what nurses actually deal with except nurses and healthcare professionals themselves. So if you are struggling with fitting self-care into your schedule and taking care of your mental health, reach out to a fellow nurse or another healthcare professional that you work with. You can ask them for tips like the ones that I'm sharing, or you can simply just ask them for advice or even a listening ear. Listening ear is the biggest one because sometimes you just need to vent. Aside from venting to a fellow nurse, seek support from a mental health professional as well. It may be a little bit uncomfortable at first just because you're nurses, and not all the time are you providing medical treatment. Sometimes you're providing advice to your patients. But speaking to a mental health professional, overall, it benefits your well-being. The second tip I would like to share with you all is taking a minute throughout the day to reconnect with yourself. When you notice that you are overwhelmed in your current environment, take a few deep breaths just to kind of calm your mind and your body. That way you are able to communicate with yourself. That way you can find space to ask questions like, what do I need? Do I need to take a break? If you find yourself in a place where you don't have a minute to step back, you can still take a couple deep breaths while you're working to kind of sort things out in your mind. Tip number 3 is one of the ways that self-care can be a normal activity in your life. Define what self-care is for you. Like this video, there are a lot of online resources about how to incorporate self-care into your day. Create or individualize a self-care practice. For example, while I'm working, self-care for me is being able to get up and take a quick walk. And I mean like 5-10 second walk. When I'm currently stumped on something, it allows me to regroup and kind of clear my mind, just getting out of the bubble that I was currently in. So, what is self-care for you? Is self-care realistic for nurses? Absolutely. But it takes time to incorporate it into your daily routine. And that is okay. It does take time to connect with yourself and acknowledge what you truly need. But while you're developing a self-care practice, I want everyone to know that the level of care that you provide for others, it can also be directed to yourself. So I encourage you in the comment section, let us know what you're thinking. What is the first self-care activity that you can think of that can be easily incorporated into your daily routine? Also, leave a comment down below if there's anything you would like to share to your fellow nursing community about self-care and mental health in nursing. Y'all have a great rest of your day, and we'll see y'all later.